I look like a creepy person who died and came back from the dead with these contacts. My eyes are gray. Hey guys, it's Kat, and today we're gonna do a beauty makeup video. As you can tell, my eyes are gray today because I wanted something different than just a standard beauty makeup. I've been inspired by this picture by one of my all-time favorite artists on Instagram, but it's so beautiful and I wanted to do something while I was talking about a TV show. Everyone wanted to know my thoughts on Series of Unfortunate Events since I'm such a diehard fan, but I'm such a diehard fan but I only read up to book 8. It's a long story. I am going to go through that story while I do my makeup, and I'm gonna put the products here while I do the makeup. And yeah, I'm using the Kim Tile for Wanderlust, but you know that already. But I only read up to book 8 on Series of Unfortunate Events. That was recently turned into a Netflix show because I had a friend, it was a book series, we read it when we were younger, and we had a terrible falling out and she was not nice and it was really bad, and she ate cat food. Random fact you didn't need to know about my ex-friend. And we used to read that book series together, and once we stopped being friends because, you know, those people who backstab you, that was that situation. I couldn't read the series again because I felt like it just brought back bad memories, but I recently started reading them again. I need to finish reading the Series of Unfortunate Events book series, and like I said, it was a movie that was also recently turned into a Netflix show. If you haven't heard of Series of Unfortunate Events, I'll explain it to you again. It is about these 3 children whose parents die in a tragic fire, and their parents are rich and they become like millionaires overnight because they gain a fortune that they inherit when their parents pass, which is really sad. And they are attacked, almost not attacked, but they are hunted down by this evil man named Count Olaf. And so it's a series of unfortunate events of them running away from this evil man who gets in disguises, kind of like I do with my makeup, to hunt down these children in different ways to get their fortune. And I'm warning you now, I might raise my voice while I talk about this show because I'm going to be one of those nerds who says it's not like the original book. But it's true, I was such a fan and I'm just like, what happened? But some things are good, but there's a lot of not so great on my opinion. First of all, Neil Patrick Harris and Patrick Warburton. They are amazing. I feel like they are the only 2 that showed up to the group project that actually did an amazing job. And who was that woman who's my favorite, who plays the judge, Miss... Oh, she's my favorite too. She also played in this movie called Toys with Robin Williams that I loved, even though it was super creepy and weird. And she was great in the movie as well. Mr. Poe, I have issues with him because he like has a fake cough. It's not even a more natural cough like the Mr. Poe that was played in the movie before this TV show aired. And I can't stand his wife in this show. She's a good actress. She's believable probably. Actually, she's a good actress. She's probably just doing her job. Anyways, I feel like everybody who works on this show and any other ones are adaptation of books, they should read the book before they do the roles of the show. I feel like the children have no personalities. I know that sounds terrible, but the Baudelaire children, they just don't have the personalities. The baby's cute, but CGI, there's so much CGI in this TV show on Netflix of the Series of Unfortunate Events. Like, oh my gosh. I used to love this show called Pushing Daisies. They had a lot of CGI, but I feel like they played it off well, and I didn't get annoyed by it like I do in this show sometimes. Like when the baby chews like different objects that are hard and wood and stuff, it's so ridiculously CGI. Like I know it's like a smaller budget maybe because it's a Netflix show and not like a full-on HBO show, AMC, or like a actual movie, but still, girl, it's ridiculous. Patrick Warburton though, I even told my boyfriend this, I got a big crush on him, like maybe even almost as big as Ron Swanson. He's just got the full package, that voice. I want him to narrate my life. It's such a great voice. He's probably voiced almost everything you've heard of. I just hit my arm and that hurt. Power through it. I feel like I have so much product on my face. What happened today? I think I was so excited to do beauty makeup that I just laid on everything. But the other Count Olaf, this one's Neil Patrick Harris in this show, and no one could think when Jim Carrey played Count Olaf in the movie over a decade ago, that they could beat him. I don't think Neil Patrick Harris beat Jim Carrey, but I think he actually did a good job, except for Stefano. When he played Stefano in this TV show, it sucks compared to Jim Carrey's Stefano. I don't know why, I just hate his version of Stefano. And this series is so weird because I really wanted to like it because I love this series so much, but I just have a love-hate relationship with it. I keep watching it, and now that all 8 episodes of this first season are over, I want more, and I'm like, miss it. And it's so weird because even people who aren't into the show, they either hate it or love it. I feel like as a show alone, maybe some children, like 13 and younger, will love it, but adults, they won't understand it or they won't like it. And my boyfriend, he couldn't get into it, and he tried to watch it with me and he didn't like it. But he's not really into whimsical, dark fantasy, Tim Burton-ish shows like I am. But he tried, and I love him for that. And I just feel like as a show alone, it still doesn't stand that strong. And I just have so many critiques about it. Like the whole parent thing, like I said, I only read up to 8 books, but I know that when they go to the new school that's going to be in the 2nd season of the show, that it's explained. What they do is they show like their parents are actually alive. They make you think that, but I don't think it is. I think it's related to some other kids that they meet that they become best friends with in the 2nd season. And I'm not trying to give any spoilers away, but I hate that it's trying to trick you, and not even in a good way to where you really want to know the plot. It's in a way where you're really confused, and I know people that read some of the book are still confused, and read all of them are still confused because the director of the show is just going to all over the place. It's not consistent in where the actual plot is going, in my opinion, and it's so confusing, ridiculous. And I just don't understand, like, they make it seem like their parents are like Lara Croft and they're still alive, and that's not the case, I don't think. But like I said, I didn't see or didn't read all the books. There's 13 books. I only read up to 8 because everything, like I said, happened in my past. Me and my best friend, we used to read this book every day together. And like, we even had our mother say, best friends who read together, they loved that we read together, are gonna stay together. And no, she ditched me in a very terrible way. And yeah, it's just so annoying. And I need to get over my past. Do you ever have like an album to like a musician that you love, but it's tainted from your past? Like when you listen to it, you're like really depressed at that moment, and so every time you listen to that album, it reminds you of that certain part in your past. I used to have an album with Julian Casablancas, but now I can listen to it without being emotional. I'm just an emotional person. Am I weird? Does anyone else relate to emotions like that? I'm gonna put the blush here like in that picture. It's my inspiration for today's masterpiece. Not really masterpiece, it's just literally makeup on my face, that's it. Now for the eyebrows. I need to do this so that my eyebrows will actually show. But I love how they have this one male actor who's playing the character. Count Olaf is the villain in the show, and he has these group of friends who help him with all his devious plans. And they're all different. Like, he has these old ladies that are twins, and you can't tell them apart, and they're very evil-ish looking. And he has this one person, you can't tell if it's a man or a woman. I shouldn't say it's, if the person is a man or a woman. Some people might get offended by that. I am so sorry. But I love the actor that plays that because he reminds me of someone who's in my real life. And there's another person who has scars on his face, and he actually has no hands. He has claws, or not claws, hooks for hands, like metal hooks. And then there's this really buff, like big bloke of a dude, and I just feel like Neil Patrick Harris is the only character really showing up, and he's like, come on guys, let's put on a performance for the people that love this series and try to make it good. And everyone's like, it's like they're reading almost, and off the script exactly, not giving any really heart into it. Because I don't know if they care about the series as much as us fans do, to be honest with you. I feel like that's how it's going. And it just makes me sad because it's so good. It's very like steampunk-ish, and I love how they gave Klaus glasses though, because in the movie with Jim Carrey, that was one of the biggest mistakes that the director of that movie made. Compared to this show, he has glasses in this one and in the book, but in the movie with Jim Carrey, he didn't. And there's a lot of differences. Like, they changed races of like Mr. Poe and Aunt Josephine. I mean, Meryl Streep was Aunt Josephine in the movie. How can you top her? But this Aunt Josephine did all right. I didn't believe her sometimes when she was scared, but I love that she tried and that they did mix races, but it's just so different. And if you study costume design and set design, other than there's a lot of CGI though, so I'm sure you could tell though the CGI sets from the real sets, like the reptile room and Mr. Montgomery's. Again, he was not a great Mr. Montgomery in my opinion compared to the movie one, but his house had like this awesome snake wallpaper. Just the set design in that is really good, and the costume design, they deserve applause for this TV show. But the other people, it's like, what is happening here? Makeup's looking poppin' today so far. I feel like a different human with these eyes. And from an outsider standpoint, you won't understand why these people are treating these children this way. Like, they don't listen to the children or care, and these children have to go through all different types of things to really get people to notice them. They even, in one episode, they give themselves an allergic reaction from someone who's allergic to everything in life. That's terrible of a feeling to go through. Just so, I almost burped. Just so people could notice them and like listen to them. Like, what? Like, we as the fans understand from the books, but I just don't understand how people don't listen to them still. Oh my gosh, and what really got me excited about this show, when I saw Count Olaf, Neil Patrick Harris, I feel like he would read the book actually, because he seems like a pretty cool dude. I don't know him personally, like for real, but I feel like he actually read the book because he really seems like he cares about his job. But I love his costume design of his sweaty thermal shirt and like their sweat stains. I'm like, I kind of want that shirt just because it'd be great for like effects makeup. And I'm trying to figure out how they did that with like tea dyeing maybe. But it's such an interesting little add-on. I'm not really not into fantasy makeup, but like extreme abstract makeup is just like, I feel like it can get really messy really easily. And I like more natural makeup only because I was educated in doing stage makeup for Hollywood. So this is like a leap and a bound for me. But I wanted something romantic and dark and different and unique. Just like how I felt like this TV show should have been. It wasn't a complete letdown, but it kind of was because there's just so many things that I didn't understand. I don't even think in the movie, okay, in the movie, the kids, when they're at their Uncle Monty's house, and the Uncle Monty, he's a reptile enthusiast. He is a guy who studies snakes. And he has like, his whole house is decorated with snakes. I had a friend like that in real life, no joke, whose whole house was pink and everything was pigs, and they had pet pigs and their pool was in shape of a pig. That's another story. But Uncle Monty has these bushes, shrubbery, that are designed to look like snakes. And it's so interesting, but the Baudelaire orphans run into it, and I don't remember reading that in the book. Did I skip that part? Maybe it was in the book, because it's been a while since I've been reading the books. I feel like I'm getting the coal and the dirt from Count Olaf's house and putting it on my actual eyeball. That sounds fun. You don't have to seem like this every day, but it's fun for me. Now let's get some of this gemstone. No, should I do diamond? Diamond. Diamond, gemstone, and pearl in the middle. Shine bright like a diamond on my eyes. I do love Olaf's Henchman. Did I say that? Oh my gosh, in the Anxious Clown restaurant, I absolutely loved the design and detail in that. It reminded me of this one French movie I'm obsessed with called Delicatessen. Oh, so good. It has a lot of subtitles if you're in French. But it's such a great movie, and it's really dark. It's like a French Sweeney Todd. but you should check that out. And that's what the Anxious Clown kind of remind me of, because the kids are like giving themselves allergy attacks when they're in this Anxious Clown restaurant. And the actor who plays the waiter in the Anxious Clown restaurant, I don't know where I know him from, but I know him from something. Taking gemstone from this palette and putting it pearl. Oh my gosh, now I want to do a scene of Steven Universe makeup. That'd be so hard though, because they're animated characters. Have you seen that show? It's also a good show. I do love how steampunk-ish the show is. Oh, and I did like the lumber mill episode. I feel like the episodes are getting better and that start off weak. That's how I felt about the TV show Parks and Recreation. I felt like it was really weak and I didn't like the show, and I went through the whole first season, which I did not like. I know, crazy. A Parks and Recreation then turned out being one of my favorite shows. I don't know why I went through it that long and how I survived, but that show was well worth it. So I hope this show's like that, because the Lucky Smells Lumberyard episodes, they were so good. Each book is like 2 episodes. I feel like they draw it out, but at the same time, I don't know. I did like Sir, and I loved his office, and it was so cool to see Sir, and I forgot about him. I don't know why I did. He's like this boss they have. I feel like a punk rock princess. Talking about a children's show. But yes, the Lucky Smells Lumberyard with, what was the mom from the original Home Alone? She's in it. Oh, she did such a good job. And I loved how Count Olaf, Neil Patrick Harris played the female. Because we didn't get to see that. I don't remember. I don't think in the actual movie with Jim Carrey, I'm sure he would have nailed being a female as Count Olaf as well, to be Shirley. She's the assistant to this eye optometrist in the Lucky Smells episode of this show I'm talking about. I feel bad for people who haven't seen this show and are just watching me put makeup on. I'm sure you think this is a very weird makeup for me, but you know what? It's cool. I need to put some blush on my nose. I feel like there. I also love how Neil Patrick Harris, he sings the intro. And the intro isn't the same. It's a little different in every episode or two. Doing a little heart here, just like in the artwork. I feel like I need to hollow out my cheeks more. I love this palette and this contours. But yeah, Neil Patrick Harris, I didn't know. Well, I haven't seen the other shows that he's actually known for. I didn't know he sings like kind of Broadway-ish very well. I love how he has this like little room of wigs and stuff that reminds me of my room. That's like my favorite part of the show, when he goes off into like his tower of his wigs. And I need to do some liner with my Kat Von D. I also appreciate that baby. Even though I hate that it's CGI'd a lot, the baby's so freaking adorable and I love its expressions. And right at the parts where I'm like, do I really want to keep watching this episode? Is this show really worth it? The baby's like, hey, with a cute little like hair ponytail. That sounded terrifying. I'm sorry, I swear the baby's cuter than what I just did right there. Justice Strauss, that was the woman who lives across the street. All of the epic libraries, I forgot how much these kids loved reading. Well, I didn't forget, I do remember, but all the libraries, I don't think about all the libraries they go to, which is awesome. Whenever I do cat eyeliner, I just think of Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman from Batman. Don't know why, it helps me concentrate. I love how they did like old-timey cars though and stuff, just like in the movie and book. Mr. Poe's house, I forgot how small it was, and his children, whoever played his children, it seemed like they did not want to be in that show. I don't remember if they were jerks to the Baudelaires before. I think they were in the book. I need to reread all those books again. I have all of them, so I should. Just need to find the time to do it. I feel like I'm part of a Melanie Martinez music video right now. I know, everyone wants me to do a makeup of her too. I'm trying to do everything. I'm trying to bring back the other makeup series I've been doing that I'll tell you about soon. When it comes out. Why am I sounding like this voice? Now for them lashes. I really want to know who did the costume design in this TV show because it is spot on. And I feel like the person who made this show, I don't know if I talked about this already, looked at one of my all-time favorite TV shows, probably my one all-time favorite TV show of all time, Pushing Daisies, and was like, let's make a show like this, but oddly different, where a lot of the actors don't care about what they're doing. I know I'm being harsh, but I just feel like none of them really care. Like whatever this children's TV show is about, that's really sad about kidnapping other children and trying to get after money, and This show just doesn't sound good, but it's like part of my childhood. And they're doing weird things with it. And I'm like, what are you doing? I definitely feel like one of those nerds who's like, what are you doing to my childhood and my favorite TV show, movie, series, books? You know what I mean? I need to draw some lashes. Like, hope I don't look like the anxious clown. I feel like I'm drawing spider legs on my eyes and it's really creeping me out. You know how like fancy cars and stuff make people feel rich? That doesn't make me feel rich. What makes me feel rich is beautiful makeup and gigantic lashes. I'm like, oh, I don't deserve this life. Who could afford this? Because it is like, how much dollars worth of makeup on my face right now? Probably a lot. I definitely don't look like myself anymore. Wouldn't it be awesome though if this TV show or the series of portrait events had a makeup palette? Be great. Also, where did Violet get her dresses? Because that whale dress she had on one part of it, I want it. But anyways, the makeup for a series of portrait events, that'd be so great. And the outside has the eye symbol. I love eye things. I know Illuminati people say, but I love eye tattoos, eye drawings. I love drawing eyes, and there's so many eyes in this show because Count Olaf has an eye tattoo on his leg, and if I could get any tattoo, I know as cheesy as that sounds, I would probably get that one. Gosh, I look like a freaking doll and not like a human. Alright, I think we're done. Let's fix our hair. So I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look. I know it's very weird for my YouTube channel and for me personally, but I love how it turned out. I loved how I pushed myself. It's so different and unique, and I love the colors of the black with the jewel tones and the rose golds, and I love orange lip gloss. Don't know why, I do. I don't like many lip glosses, but orange lip gloss is one I like. I love how Tim Burton-ish this look is, in my opinion, and you know me and my love for Tim Burton. Thank you guys so much for watching, hanging out with me today. Leave me a comment down below if you've seen the Series of Portrait Events Netflix show, read the books, or even heard about it. Where'd you hear about it from? If not, leave me a comment down below on what series I should catch up on, TV show, book, or anything. There's a lot I need to see and watch and read. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.